Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Roisum. In this clip, we discuss some challenges and some solutions for finding web handling related information. A month in your plant is worth an hour in the library. Not a very good trade. It is the sin of reinventing the wheel. Wouldn't it be a shame to struggle with wrinkling and not know there's a whole chapter in a book on the subject? Wouldn't it be a shame to struggle with winding defects and not know there are many chapters and books on the subject? Here we'll highlight some of the most important web handling resources, such as articles, books, and websites. Even a quarter century ago, we knew a lot about web handling. However, what we knew was scattered among thousands of articles, conference papers, and internal documents. What changed was the publication of books that collected and organized our knowledge. Of the 9 books that I've written, The Mechanics of Rollers may be one of the more important. It is where the details, such as equations and design algorithms, are found. It is more than just a roller book, because in this book you will find chapters on tension control, guiding, spreading, and many other subjects. You could think of it as a textbook for the design, specification, and maintenance of machinery. Winders have always been a very popular topic with students. The book Winding Machines, Mechanics, and Measurements, co-authored with Dr. Keith Good of the Web Handling Research Center, would be your most important reference here and largely replaces my first book on winding. My latest book, Web Machine Buying Guide, does exactly what the title suggests. It guides machine builder and machine buyer alike through the entire process of turning an idea or need into an operating machine. It has chapters on economics, writing a request for quote, evaluating options, performance agreements, contracts, and startups. Last but not least is my Web 101 course material that is available in many formats, including in-plant as well as public courses, as well as video-on-demand training. It covers more than 50 modules in the area of web handling, converting, winding, problem-solving, and many other topics. However, I am not trying to sell my books, because if there were one book that everyone needs to have or at least have access to, it would be the Roll and Web Defect Terminology book. You can think of this book as an encyclopedia of defects. In this book you will find more than 200 defects, including most defects seen in the paper, film, and other web industries. It was written by a team of more than a dozen experts, who in total have more than 500 man-years of experience. There is a whole chapter on wrinkling, and another on slitting, and 3 chapters on winding. The book also includes a chapter on paper-making defects, and another on film extrusion defects, and yet another on coding. Each chapter has an introduction to get the user oriented to diagnosing that general set of defects. In addition to the books that we've already mentioned, there are at least 30 more in web handling and web converting areas. Even more impressive are the some 3,000 articles, columns, and papers on the subject. To this we add software. To this we add short course training. So it seemed that we have plenty of resources to draw from. However, as we shall see, the problem is not the amount or the quality of the material. Rather, it is simply finding what you need. As useful as they are, who has time for books and school these days? Google is rapidly becoming the go-to place to find things. Unfortunately, using the search bar is fraught with challenges. First, if you are interested in winding, for example, you would need to type in the root word wind so that you could find material that also includes winders and winding. Second, what happens if you type coat or guide or wind into the search engine? What happens when you type wrinkle into the search bar? The first 10 pages will be for Botox treatments. Now you could try and be clever and type in film wrinkle or paper wrinkle. However, if you did so, you would miss the most useful articles that are ambivalent to chemistry. Finally, if these issues were not enough, you are left with one serious handicap. That is, very little information on web handling, and certainly not the best stuff, is in the public domain. Instead, more of it will be on what is known as the dark web, which is behind firewalls and inaccessible unless you have a membership. Even then, the majority of web handling information would still not be available on the web because it is still stuck on paper, such as all of the books and most of the articles and columns in conference papers. Thank you so very much for watching this module in my Plant Practical series. Stay tuned for the next clip in this series where I will offer one solution on how to find things.